Okay, get ready for this setup. We don't even have to go to a classroom for this one. I think we can all do this just fine wherever you are. We've got a fundamental economic issue. And when I say fundamental, I mean so fundamental that if you can't get it, I know I'm not supposed to tell you to leave, but I'm going to have to tell you to leave. Go away if you can't figure out this very fundamental economic concept. But neither the Austin City Council, I said it, nor NFL running backs, said that too, can understand this. I never thought I would be discussing a group of people that is as clueless about the very simple concept of supply and demand like the Austin City Council. I never thought, because I've heard it for a long time, I've been here forever. I know how this works, but I really never thought I'd be talking about anybody that just didn't seem to get it until now. There's actually one group that's even more clueless than the Austin City Council when it comes to supply and demand. If I say that and you really don't understand, for instance, let's do a quick quiz, and this way it'll tell you if I need you to get the hell out of here. I need you to go listen to Taylor Swift or whatever. Here's the simple test. If I have 100 things, houses, ice cream cones, cigarettes, I don't care. If I have 100 things and I sell all 100, what should happen to the price? Go. If you say lower it, I need you to leave. Thank you. So both the Austin City Council and NFL running backs, they make a lot of noise, and neither is going to accomplish anything. One of them has not accomplished anything. I think they might even understand the concept, and I could explain how this works. In fact, if you say you don't care about football, you don't care how these two things collide, if you need just a simple history of economic lessons in the city of Austin, let me help you out. I can do that. I know what I'm talking about here. Same with the running backs. This is really kind of comical. So I can now, for both sides, if you really want a solution, I can offer one up for both sides. I can offer one up when it comes to the housing market in Austin. I've got an idea. For the Austin City Council. I got one for you. And then I've got another fascist-like solution for NFL running backs. And oddly enough, the fascist solution for the Austin City Council would also apply to NFL running backs. So if you'd like to both use my idea, you can use it and you employ my idea and it will work. Let's put it that way. So I'm going to do something bizarre here. Follow me. I'm going to mix together the Austin City Council. I'm going to mix together that with the Austin housing market and NFL running backs. And I can do this. I can make them collide in the worst kind of way. Quick Austin history lesson. Since 99.8% of you haven't been here very long at all, let me do this for you. You have to understand there's a syndrome that's been in Austin for quite some time. It's a syndrome not created by Jeff Ward, but the name for it was created by Jeff Ward. If you steal it, please give me credit. Okay? City leaders in Austin for decades now, they have suffered what I call prosperity guilt. And I had to make all this up on my own, so use it however you want. But prosperity guilt, that's a Jeff Ward term. Prosperity guilt means you want to act like you're doing something. You would like to say the right things. You would like everyone to feel like you're suffering from some angst about the cost of stuff. That you spend a lot of time talking about it. You spend a lot of, if you talk about it enough, prosperity guilt, you'll feel better and people will actually start to believe you that you're really going to fix something. So you're going to fix, in this case in Austin for decades and decades and decades, skyrocketing housing costs. Okay? You need to know something. This has been talked about for decades and decades. Okay? And who knows at what point I said, what's really going on here? They just want to feel like you feel like They're really upset that it's nothing but a bunch of rich people. It's really prosperity guilt with no solution whatsoever. None. Zero. I said it 20 years ago. I argued with people, said, you're wrong, moron. Nothing is going to change because you know what? You can't change pesky supply and demand. Remember what I said earlier? In Austin, if you sell 100 things, what happens to the price? If you sell all the houses for X amount, what happens to the price? How are you going to fix that? So understand that it doesn't matter who's in office. It doesn't matter single member districts or not. What matters is they need you to think they feel something about the cost of living. Got it? That's prosperity guilt. Not a damn thing has happened, nor will it happen. It never has, and guess what? It can't. Okay? But if you just tell the people you feel badly that housing costs have gone up dramatically, and you feel badly that the city has become nothing but a enclave for rich white people, then we're all going to go, I feel badly too. Yeah. There. Okay? That's prosperity guilt. So that's the quick history lesson. You're not fixing housing costs. You're not. Okay? Shut up. You're not. Not changing. So now keep it in mind. Keep in mind what I just said, because both sides here, in a weird way, you got the city of Austin coming at this. You've got whiny NFL running backs, and I said it because they're getting together, and they're mad. They want you to know they're mad. It's just like prosperity guilt, except it's just kind of the opposite thing. One group is too cheap. The other place with prosperity guilt is just too expensive. We both have some angst and we want to fix it, and neither are going to fix anything. Zero. Nothing can change unless they use my very fascist motto, which I will offer up for all of you if you'd like to employ it. So I found this kind of interesting. I mean, I could do this on my own without reporting, and I'm sick of the reporting. I really wish somebody, if you want to write about this stuff, just give me a call. I'm not going to say it the way you want to hear it, but you could just ask me. Yahoo.com, I believe, I don't know what, yesterday or today, it's at 4 o'clock in the morning when I read this. Austin went from a weird oasis to one of the most expensive cities in the United States. Now it's fighting runaway housing prices, blah, blah, blah. You know this headline could be repeated every other week for the last 19 years. You do know that. Most of your news, so you don't know that. But I can tell you it's the exact same headline over and over again. Nothing changes. Until relatively recently, Yahoo reports, Austin was best known as Texas's quirky and affordable haven for students, musicians, and artists. Can I correct all of you real quickly? That is not until relatively recently. That's a long time ago. It's simply not true. You're making it up because you want to feel cooler than you really are. None of that stuff is true. It was true a long time ago, but it's not true now. We're not quirky. We sure the heck don't have any musicians and artists. They're about 60 miles away. A weird place that its residents hoped would stay that way. But since the capital city was discovered by the world's biggest tech companies and their well-compensated employees, it has transformed into one of the least affordable cities in the United States. History lesson. The current mayor was mayor a long time ago. And you know what he was talking about a long time ago? He was talking about cost of living. You know, he's mayor again. He's still talking about cost of living, just so you know. And you know what? If he became mayor again 15 years from now, unless all of you move away and that 100 widgets being sold turn into 50 widgets being sold, the price isn't going down. Just want to let you know. Yahoo reports, because this is like the trendy thing to do. It was trendy to write about how popular Austin is. It was trendy to write about how, the famous people are moving to Austin. It was trendy to write about technology companies are all here. And now it's trendy to write about how expensive it is. Since the capital city was discovered, neighborhoods have gentrified and home prices and rents have skyrocketed as supply has struggled to keep up. In the process, the Keep Austin Weird slogan has been leveraged by anti-development advocates to protest new housing. Blah, blah, blah. Median home prices in Austin more than doubled between 2011 and 2021. So there you go. Nothing's changing. Now, the city council, I think it was on Thursday, if you want to say for the first time in, about 21 years, if they've actually done anything meaningful to change the supply and demand dynamic. I'll give them slight credit and say they've offered up ways to create more supply. There's no way you're going to be able to catch up, okay? But if you want to say, Jeff, don't be a jackass, the city council is trying, I'm going to say I'll happily be a jackass, and they're only trying a little bit, and they're going to fix nothing. But here's what they did. Recently, they have limited the zoning requirements. The theory would be if we just get the heck out of the way, more stuff will be built. I guess that means that one of the things they've talked about is, or maybe even implemented, I'm not sure, mandates requiring a certain amount of parking spots be built with every new home. I guess this now means you just park in the grass. I think that's what that means. That'll go well. I just want to tell everybody it's a little too late. Everybody's too rich. It's hard to turn back the clock. I know I'm going to get to the running back part because they have become a joke. They're a laughingstock. They're just weird, too. So Yahoo goes on to reports, together, this is a city council member, of which 99% of you have no idea who it is. Together, we will tackle the challenges middle-income families face and deliver the true benefits to those looking to buy a home and stay in Austin, as well as those who continue to work and stay, says City Council member Leslie Poole. No, you won't. There. Solved. You won't. Won't happen. You know why? Because it's nothing but rich people anyway. So the city council hasn't fixed anything, can't fix supply and demand. It can talk a big game, and you now know the term prosperity guilt. Here's how running backs are doing the same thing. Different issues, same giant problem with zero positive outcomes. Neither side, the city council, the housing market, are going to accomplish zero. I know because we've got 21 years of practice. Zero will be accomplished. Running backs are new to the game, and you know what? Zero will be accomplished. But they're both going to try and scream. Austin City Council says, oh my gosh, we got to drive the price down. NFL running backs are saying, oh my gosh, we got to drive the price up. No, you won't. In fact, you're going to lose your jobs, but you keep it right up. The NFL running backs, and I'm saying this as a collective because they're now apparently getting together, like they're going to unionize within a union. They're like their union of the union. They are banding together to raise hell and threaten to quit, of which someone's going to say, okay, quit. They're just like the city council, except the city council had 20 years of making noise. NFL running backs have 2 weeks. This is weird. ESPN headline says, NFL running backs meet on Zoom to talk about financial state of position. Oh, okay. Can I ask everyone a question? By the way, I've never heard of positions collectively getting together now on Zoom, but getting together to say, you got to pay us more. I've never heard that with defensive tackles. Anyone ever hear with tight ends? Have you had a group of punters get together and say, you better pay us more or else? I've never heard this before. Really, never heard it before. Yeah, I mean, there's probably times that plenty of players, plenty of employees of any stripe have for years said, you know what, I deserve more. I deserve more. Who doesn't think they deserve more? But NFL running backs don't. You don't deserve it. You know how I know that answer? Because you're not getting it. That's how I know. That's like telling somebody in Austin, you know, you don't deserve to sell your house for that much. Oh, really? I got it. Value is what somebody's willing to pay. Deal with it. So these NFL running backs they're mad. They're going to fix this by getting mad. Several star NFL running backs reportedly have taken part in a Zoom call to discuss the depressed market for players at their position. Cleveland Browns running back Nick Chubb, all these guys are great players. And I guess they're saying we want to help each other out. Saquon Barkley, who's holding out, Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, and Josh Jacobs, who plays for the Raiders, and he's also holding out, and he's not going to get his money. So what are they going to do? What do you suggest that they do? What happens when Christian McCaffrey says, yeah, man, you guys, we ought to really be pissed. Well, Christian, come hold out with us. Don't play. No. I want to play and I want to get paid. No. So they've had this meeting. They apparently have now gone to the head of the Players Association, and it's about the state of pay for their position. And what are these guys going to do? I mean, they're saying, I'm not showing up until you treat us all, our fraternity, until you treat us all much better and pay us better. Pay us more or else. Or else what? Or else what? You're going to quit? Okay. They'll have someone to replace you. You do know that, right? That's the very problem you guys are facing. You are as clueless as the Austin City Council. You really don't understand, do you? Surely your agent, well, maybe the agent doesn't. Surely somebody on this Zoom call said, listen, guys, let me break it to you. When I can go and pay 3 people half of what I pay you to get the same results, why would I pay you? Somebody's got to explain that to them. I don't know that tight ends ever demanded their position be paid more. I don't know about punters. I don't know about left tackles. I've never heard of a group saying we're going to get together as a position and demand that you pay us more, when the fact of the matter is supply and demand is screwing you. You're just like a house in Austin, except you have the opposite problem. So what's the solution? Well, I don't know about you. Maybe you got a better idea. I mean, I've heard this for a long time about houses in Austin, and we can do the same thing about running backs. It's just a different way of coming at the same problem. So help me out here, but I think the only solution is to go all fascist. In other words, in Austin, I've made this suggestion probably 300 times, but in Austin, if you really, really want the price to go down, and I know if your neighbor's trying to sell their house, they're probably not going to like to hear this, because I think they'd like to get maximum value. But if you really, really want to drive the price down in Austin, 2 options. I'm not going to suggest we kill people. I'm not going to go quite that far, but we might have to. You do 2 things. Stop people from coming here. Okay? So that is, the number coming in is too many. Okay? So you got to run them out. So you got to stop them from coming. A wall, I don't know, Greg Abbott's got those little floaty things. We'll do that. So you got to stop people from coming in any way necessary. I'm not suggesting death, but whatever happens. Barbed wire, floaty things, I don't know. Somehow you got to stop them from coming in. Visas at the airport, I don't know what your solutions are, but you can't have them come in. And then you got to make some people leave. I'm not saying kill them, but you got to get rid of them. You do that with enough people, you stop them from coming in and you make them leave. Like, just walk into condo, or don't do this, but you would have to tell the owners of the condo towers in downtown Austin, we are going to remove 50% of your tenants. You can do it or we can do it. That's it. You need fewer people spending money. There. Running backs. Here's your solution. It's a very fascist, dangerous solution. You guys need to get rid of running backs. I'm not advocating death. I'm just saying you're going to have to say, I'm sorry, new running backs, Bijan Robinson, you're out. You're done. You have to go away. I don't know where you're going to go play football, but you're not playing here. We have to, if you want to do a random drawing, you can do a random drawing. Remember that movie Sonic Green where we turned people into crackers? You kind of have to do the same thing with running backs if you want your price to go up. You see running backs, just the opposite of Austin, you need fewer running backs, fewer people. You got to get rid of them. So you guys collectively get together and you say, I'm sorry, for the sake of our fraternity, nobody that has been in the league less than 3 years can stay. You have to go away and get $0. And nobody who had rushing yards of less than 800 last year can stay either. We're kicking you all out. You're done. We're going to have fewer running backs so we can make more money. There are your two solutions. If you've got a better idea, I'd love to hear it.